Hey skaters, this is Amelia over at Get Your Bearings Skate Shop in Seattle, Washington, and we're here to keep talking to you today about wheels and kind of our number series and helping you understand what all those numbers mean when you're shopping for wheels. So our last video, we talked a little bit about durometer, or the hardness of your wheel, and today we're going to be talking to you a little bit more just about diameter, width, and also a teeny little bit about hubs and how they relate to the feel of your ride when you're skating, and a little bit about purpose, when you might want one versus the other. So I have a wide array of wheels here in front of me. Again, they're all going to be different hardnesses, but just kind of ignore that for the moment. So to start, when you're shopping for wheels, we're going to be talking about the diameter of your wheel, also called the height. And this is going to be this measurement across here. Like if you see this Atom Pulse wheel, it's going to have our durometer 78A, right? It's a great outdoor wheel. But on the left, it says 65 millimeters. That's its diameter. So, and then in comparison, we have a Roline professional dance wheel here. This is going to be the Panther. Again, a 95A wheel, but it says 57. This is going to be its diameter. So you can kind of see it's a much shorter wheel. And so these wheels are going to feel pretty different with regards to their height. A taller wheel is going to be a little bit faster for you, but it's also going to be a little bit less stable. So a shorter wheel, your center of gravity is a little bit lower. It's going to be a bit more stable and a little bit more agile for you. That's kind of where height comes into play just a little bit. So you'll see also at the Pulse wheel, it's pretty tall. It's great for trail skating if you want to go long distances and you want to go pretty fast. That nice tall diameter will hold that speed for you. So kind of the next thing we want to talk a little bit about is the width of the wheel. Again, bringing out our Pulse wheel, then I'm also going to bring out a Moxie Fun Day wheel for comparison. So your width is going to be, of course, the width, and also called the contact patch of your wheel. This is how much wheel is actually going to be in contact with your skating surface. And you can see here, these are pretty different. The Pulses are going to be much wider than the Fun Days. So for width, if you have a wider contact patch, your wheel is going to be a bit more stable for you. Just you have more wheel contacting the ground. And if you have a narrower wheel, your contact patch is going to be smaller, so your wheel is going to be a little bit more nimble, a little bit more agile for you. So when you're kind of shopping for wheels and for purpose in relation to height and width, if you're going to be going again, trail skating, you want to go fast, you might opt for something a little bit taller. You also, depending on if you want stability outside, maybe it's a bit more of a bumpy surface, maybe something a tad bit wider. It's going to be nice and stable for you. But if you're going to be shopping for derby, typically they kind of cut the difference for derby. A really popular kind of profile for your wheel is going to be a 59 millimeter in height. You may see some 62s out there, but a popular width that we use in derby is 38 millimeters wide. Again, you'll see a lot of range from this, and people have a lot of personal preferences, so that might not always be the case. That's a pretty average derby profile for your wheel. But when you get into artistic wheels, maybe a jam, a shuffle skate, you might start to see your wheels shrink, right? Both in height, but also in width. And this is because for artistic skating, that nice small profile is really agile. So it's nice and nimble for those artistic skating moves. They don't want a lot of wheel to get in the way. Like these Roline Professionals and the Radar Varsities are all gonna hover around a 30 millimeter wide, in comparison to a derby wheel, which is about a 38. So some things to think about there as far as purpose and your skating style, and of course your wheel profile. And just a quick note as well, when you're shopping for wheels, another thing you might want to consider is going to be your hubs. You might see some out there. These wheels are very beautiful, right? It's an aluminum hubbed wheel, nice and shiny. And yes, it's beautiful, but it also serves a purpose. An aluminum hubbed wheel is not going to flex as much as a traditional, which is more popular nowadays, a nylon hubbed wheel. So of course the nylon is less expensive, but it's going to flex just a little bit in that hub. So as you skate, your power transfer isn't 100%. But if you go with an aluminum hubbed wheel, it's going to be a bit more expensive, but your power transfer is greater. So again, if you're maybe a bigger skater and you're putting a lot of flex on your wheels, sometimes they opt for an aluminum hubbed wheel. The power transfer is just a bit greater. Again, it's not the end all be all for wheels, but it's a nice little extra tidbit of information to know. I hope this information's been helpful for you in regards to your wheel profile. And again, we'll see you in the next video, and safe and happy skating.